Yeah.
Hi, Bob.
Hi, Renee.
How are you?
Okay. Getting ready for a nice tepid week,
Yeah.
to say the least.
Yeah, it's gonna be hot.
Extremely. They said the humidity is supposed to be tropical by the end of the week.
Perfect.
Scary. Yeah. So we'll see.
Yep. One day at a time, right? That's all you can
Exactly.
do.
All right. Give it another minute, and then we're gonna get rolling. We got a lot of ground to cover. My voice muffled today. It was muffled on Tuesday.
A little bit. It's not that bad.
Oh, I don't know if I'm blocking the microphone. No idea. I'll blame Sean. Let's see. How's it going? My body's just. Let's see. All right. All right, we'll get rolling. Then people can just jump in when they join. So, oh, that's why it's doing it. I'm covering it up. That makes sense. All right. So we got to go over several things because this week is our time trial, and that's one thing I didn't bring up yet. I'll bring that the screen up in a minute on that. We're going to start right away, though, with the heat index and how it's getting. It's going to be surprising, or not surprising, but a little different to know it's actually going to get hotter next week, believe it or not. It's supposed to be in the 90s all week, increasing, and humidity is supposed to increase. So I know one of the doctors, I think Marshall is his name, I don't remember offhand. Anyways, he shared this in his small group meeting, the doctor, because obviously you got to look at her health too, concerns about safety. And you can see there how dangerous it gets as we creep in from that darker yellow to orange. And as the week goes on, it is going to get close to that orange. Okay? So, and I found this, I saw his picture, then you can find it on the National Weather Service, but keep that in mind. I'll probably put the link in the email that I send out to everybody too, so you can look at it throughout the week if you want, if you have concerns when you see the heat index about getting out there. Because it shows you the relative humidity and the temperature and how that can get into a danger zone. So we want to be careful there. We definitely want to be careful. When it starts getting into that red, those are days you don't run. You find something else to do. Even as they approach those red, once it starts getting to that orange, those are days you might want to think about something else. Swimming, something indoor, treadmill, whatever, or having to miss a day, unfortunately. That will happen. That's why we try to suggest early morning, late evening, because those kind of things start dissipating. It goes out of the red and orange and into the yellow. So definitely just pay attention to that. We don't want any serious issues this week. Okay, so that's just my little warning there for everybody. Been warning you. I know it's getting even hotter, so it makes me worry. Now let's look at this week though, because we are moving up. Unfortunately, we're starting to increase everything because this is like the heart of the training, and it's also going to be hot. So you're going to have to juggle, how you feel against the workouts and maybe trim some off here, trim some off there. You know, some workout is better than no workout, but you know, let how you feel be a guide. If you are just struggling because of the heat and humidity, then you know, cut it early. And I've seen some of our people do that on their calendars, and that's good. You know, you're adults. You all know how your body interacts or will work outside. So, you know, use your best judgment. You know, when I coach kids, we have to pull the plug on them all the time because they'll keep running until they keel over half the time. So we want to make sure we're a little smarter, a little more mature, been around the block a bit. So, you know, use your best judgment. If you have to cut back, you have to cut back. That's the way it happens. Okay. Now, so if we look at our weeks, we'll go right here. This is our novice plan. That's what I always start off with. You can see I've changed it to a 2-mile time trial for Saturday. So we're going to put that on the weekend. That way you still are able to do your Monday, Thursday workout, and then you can do the 2-mile time trial. Now I'm going to change this on everybody's plan. So your plan will be updated tonight. I only did the novice plan because it was pretty easy to do theirs. There is no easy way for me to copy one day. So like, I'll show you my wife Sean's. That's not it. That's it. You can see her week is already set up. She has her next week, the novice plan, and then the gold day or the yellow day is the time trial. Yours will reflect that before tomorrow, okay? But I have to replace the whole week. I can't replace one day. It's not, I've asked Cam from Training Tilt, and he said that's not an option right now, but he did say that was a good thing to bring up, and he's looking into that now. And he also is looking at into separating all of our chat groups into separate, so they don't all feed into the main chat, because I told him that gets confusing for people and it gets bogged down. And if we want to keep using it throughout, we want to at least be able to keep these separate groups and then have one big chat for everybody. So he said he can do that, and he's working on that right now. This, though, he said, and that's on my end, that doesn't even concern you, but he's looking into it, but I'm going to have to replace the weeks. And it was easy to replace the novice plan because they're all in my team. Virtually distance runners are all the novice plan. So it was easy. I just replaced the whole group. But I'm going to have to go through and find everybody who's in the intermediate plan, replace all of you at once, and then find everyone in the advanced plan, replace all of you at once. So I'm going to have to go through everyone's name. Not a big deal, take a little time, but just to let you know, it'll happen tonight. I'll do it later on tonight. So just be prepared for that. It'll still, every other day will be the same. Saturday will be the change day. Okay? Next, so that time trial. So let's get back to the week. I'm going to go through it quickly because we're going to cover some subtle things here. You see week 6, the novice plan is going to do their normal 5-minute warm-up and 5-minute cool-down walk. But in the middle there, they're going to do their 4-minute run this time with a 2-minute walk 5 times. Again, that's an increase now from 25 minutes to 30 minutes. And that is also an extra increase of 5 minutes of running. So we want to make sure, again, if the heat is getting to be too much, then maybe it's 3 or 4 instead of 5 of these, okay? So let that be your guide. If you can get in out early or out late and you get in all 5, great. But some people have to go out in the middle of the day. You might have to cut a few off of it. If you won't, don't worry. The heat will make it feel like you're doing 5 at least. So we'll get that day done, then the next day's rest. Then we have a short 7-minute run between the 5-minute walk, warm up, 5-minute walk, cool down. So a nice, easy 7 minutes. And I'll go into these more detailed in my meeting as your coaches will with you. Then the 5-minute warm-up walk, 5-minute warm-up cool down for Thursday. And then this time, it's again distance, not time. 800-meter run, 800-meter walk, 800-meter run. And those are half miles. If you're not sure what 800 meters is, it's a half mile. So 0.5 on the Garmin. And it's explained on the calendar, but just to make sure everyone notices. And then Saturday is the 2-mile time trial. And then wrap up the week with the walk. Okay, so that's our novice plan. And then we go to the intermediate. And you can see here, same thing, not same thing, but 2-mile time trial is on Saturday for you also. We're going to do a tempo again this week. Tempo is, I love tempo runs. 3 miles or 30 minutes, whichever comes first. Again, let heat be your guide too. All of these workouts, the Monday, Thursday workout I always preface with a mile warm-up, mile cool down. But always remember that 3 miles or 30 minutes, whatever comes first. If you get to 2 miles and you know this next mile is not going to go well, cut it. Just call it a day and walk away with 2 miles at a good pace and be happy with that. Okay? Don't feel to push yourself, and then you run a nice not 10-minute mile, and you run a nice another 10-minute mile. But if you run like a 20-minute mile and you got to walk, that's what you're going to remember. You're going to remember how terrible you felt at the end. So end before it goes downhill quickly. We all die off a little, but you don't want it to go downhill like a roller coaster. So you want to still finish feeling pretty good. Okay, so no harm in that. Then a 45-minute easy run on Wednesday, and then Thursday is call these mixed workouts. These are variable workouts. You're going to start out like at a 1,200 meter interval with your interval pace, with that minute jog after you're done doing 1,200 meters. That's 3/4 of a mile, so 0.75 on the Garmin. And then you're going to, after that minute jog, you're going to go right into 2 miles with one on and one off fartlek. So you're going to do one hard, one easy, one hard, one easy for 2 miles. And then you're going to, when you finish that, you're going to give yourself a little minute walk, and then you're going to do a half mile or 800 meters at interval pace. So you're doing like 2 intervals at the top and bottom, and then a fartlek in the middle. And it's all one workout. And again, it's going to get hot at the end of the week. That humidity's going to climb. So maybe it's 1 mile with 1 minute on, 1 minute off. Okay, something like that. So just be smart about it. And then your 2 mile time trial, obviously Saturday also. You can, if you have to do the 2 mile time trial tomorrow, you can do it tomorrow. Okay, that's one thing I want to mention. I'll mention that in a minute. The time trial is open all week. It's not like you have to do it Saturday. I just put it on Saturday because that's an open day for another good workout without interrupting the Monday, Thursday calendar days. Okay, so that's for the intermediate. I took away the long runs for the 2 mile time trial, so don't worry too much about that. You can miss a long run once a week. We're training 5Ks, so 5K, 10K. Long run isn't imperative as more of these workouts are. If you're doing marathon training, I would want you to do the long run, or half marathon training. I want you to do the long run before I take off one of the workouts. And then our advanced training, again, similar work to the intermediate, except you're bumping up even a little more to 5 miles with no set time. You also get 5 miles in. Again, might only be able to get 3 or so. That's fine. 6 miles on Wednesday, and then your split workout or mixed workout, instead of the 1,200, you're doing a 1,600. Instead of an 800, you're doing a 1,600. And you still have the middle with 2 miles, one on, one off, like you got to do, like intermediate. Again, might have to do a mile in the middle. Maybe the 1,600s have to be 800s. Whatever you feel will get you through this workout without overheating, without not having serious problems. All right. But that's what you want to do for Thursday, and then your 2 mile time trial, obviously Saturday again. Okay? Now, any specific or general questions about this week coming up with the training plans before I get into the time trial at all? I want to make sure we're clear on that. I know that Thursday workout for intermediate and advanced can be a little confusing at times. But if you do, when you get to the day, your coaches or I can all clear it up for you too. And I'm sure they will in the Zoom meetings during the week. Okay, all right, let's move on to the time trial. So this time trial, you have all week to do it. I'm opening it up at midnight tonight, and it's not closing till Sunday at 11:59. So if Saturday is not a good day for you, you're going on vacation this weekend, or what have you, you have something going on, do it any day of the week, okay? I just have it on Saturday, like I said, because that's the best day to fit it in. What I don't want you doing is doing either the Monday, Thursday, or Saturday, any of those days. I don't want you doing those back to back, okay? Don't do the tempo and then try to come back with the time trial the next day. Or opposite, don't do the time trial Monday and then try to come back with the tempo the next day. Space those 3 out one way or the other, because those are the really hard days. You don't want to put hard days back to back like that. That'll really put you under. So make sure they're spaced. If you have to move the time trial to a different day, that's fine, or anything else. I just have it on Saturday because that's the most convenient day. Okay, but it's open all week. You can submit results all week. Now, Let me pull that up real quick. All right, and sign up. You're going to see what mine looks like. So the best way I can do it, the quickest way for all of us. All right, so if I go to all right, and this is where we're at. This is us. You're seeing my end, so you can't see. And here's the actual website. This is what I want to show you. So if you go back to our website where you registered, you will now see there is a results section up there at the top. And I explained it in one email, but I'll explain it again since we're all live. You can see it. Click on the results, and that screen will pop up. Right now, I can't enter anything because it's not open. It's not open until midnight. After midnight, it'll open up. You type in your name will pop up, and it'll allow you to enter the results. It'll tell you to enter the time in here. And so you just enter the time in and submit it. You click on the submit button, and it'll be submitted, and it'll populate. And then you can see, you know, everybody who's done it so far, where you stack up against it, and how you look, and all that stuff. And that way, the coaches can access it all pretty easily. Okay, so that's how you're going to submit it. And that's what I mean by it's open all week. This results page will be here all week on that registration page, and you can just submit them at any time you do it this week. All right, so that's up to you. But we would like all of you to do it so we can see how you're progressing, and you can see how you're progressing. I know it's going to be a hot week. We'll take that into account, and we'll just do what we can. Okay, the best way we can. All right. Any questions on how to submit the time? We're good there? See that? Yeah? All right. So far, so good. We're 2 for 2. Now, what is next? Let me see what I have here. Oh, team challenge. This week, it ends tonight. So if you haven't submitted your fruits and veggies for the holiday weekend, I know we were at someone's lake yesterday. I don't think I ate a single fruit or vegetable. So yes, that's 0 for me for yesterday. Definitely. Okay. And I did not. Is onion and vegetable? Because I did make some onion today. That counts. But anyway, get those in for the rest of the week so we can tabulate those and see who our winners, the team winner is. You got into that team challenge. And then this week, we're going to do a physical one again. This one, Coach Renee came up with. So if you don't like it, he's 2 windows down from me on the screen view for me. Maybe you can but we're going to do squats. Okay? And this is what we're going to do. It's called Who Knows Squat. I came up with that. I'm pretty funny. So I wish beer was a vegetable. Then I'd probably be winning right now after yesterday. Yeah, that's kind of cool. There's hops and wheat and that, isn't there? Barley could be a vegetable. Definitely. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 5 days with squats. We're going to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're going to up the count a little each time. So Monday is 20, Tuesday is 30, Wednesday is 30, and then I'm going to give you a rest day on Thursday. If you want to make up one of those days, let's say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you didn't get to it. Okay. You know, Mary Nesker falls asleep early that night, never gets them in. So she has to make it up on Thursday, the one she didn't do Wednesday. And that's fine. That's your makeup day. You can make up one of those days. So if you didn't do any Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you know, you can't do 80 on Thursday and count it for all 3 days. So we're only gonna do 1 day. I want someone hurting themselves trying to make up all these squats. And then Friday we're gonna up it to 40, and then Saturday 50, and then Sundays will be the last rest day. And if you want to make up Friday or Saturday, you can make up Friday or Saturday. Okay. And then that will be it for the week, and then we'll add it up. So you can see the bullet points there. You don't have to do them all at once. So, you know, Tom doesn't have to sit there for a half hour trying to do 50 squats. You can do 10, 10, 10, 10 throughout the day. However you want to break it up, that's fine. So you do that, complete the squats for the day, and then you enter it just like you would for the other things in the athlete notes. I'm going to say coaches. In the athlete notes, you enter in the squats completed. And then we'll check you off for that day, and we'll go, that's how we'll do it. You don't have to tell us how many or anything like that. Just say squats completed in it, and then we'll check each person off for that day. And then you'll get a point for each day you're able to do it. That point will go to your team score. Okay, and then you have you have the whole week to the end of the night Sunday. Now, if you're unfamiliar with squats, I did not give you a video this time. I was going to, but I found an even better one on the website, the old website. Yeah, I sound like an idiot saying that. But anyway, it's really good. Yeah, the old internet. But anyway, there is a video, a pretty good video, actually a really good video, better than I could ever do, on squats right here from Bowflex. It shows you how to do a basic beginner squat, and that's what we're going to do. So if you're unsure of how to do it, watch that video. It's only like a minute and a half or so, and they kind of go over squats, tell you some of the benefits, things like that. It's actually a nice little quick video to help you out there with squats. So that's in the video section of the chat. Okay. And as Renee says there in the chat, she loves squats. Right, got to fire up those glutes, because if you talk to Dana or Jeff, the two PTs, that is a huge problem with a lot of runners. Their glutes are too weak and they don't fire up properly, and that's the way you get a lot of other injuries around that hip and upper above the knee area, where a lot of injuries come from, is not those glutes aren't firing. So this will help, okay? So check that out, and that starts tomorrow. Okay, the team challenge. So who knows squat? Let's see which team knows the most squat. Okay. Let's see, what else was I going to? That might be everything I wanted to cover today. I just wanted to make sure, because I wanted to get into heat stuff, because that was concerning me, and the time trial. As we were talking in our group about the time trial, this, don't get worked up about it. Don't get thinking this is like, when you post your time, the world's going to see it. No, the only people that are going to see it are people in this training program, and that's not a big deal. So we want to post these times, and you want to just treat it as a chance for you to see how your fitness is going. Okay, so don't get stressed out about it. Don't get worked up over it. This is not a road race or anything. We're not giving out medals or shirts for it. This is just a nice little component that is added to one sign up now for virtual training that we can use to submit times. And so we just want to see how you're doing at this point in time. And there's no race to go by. Usually we'd have a race about this time that we would gear for. When we used to have this normal summers, this program, the end race would be coming up in another week or so. We would have started a little earlier, and the end race would have been the Ohio Michigan one. And we usually have a 5K a few weeks earlier, a few weeks out, that shows us how our training's going. We try to put some target races in there. But as you see, even races we had planned for July are now getting canceled. Going to Churchill, we were hoping to do the Muddy Mini at the end of the month for those of you that are in this area, but we can't even get that going. So that's going to be virtual now. So we're hoping August we can finally get some races in, and that's why right now we're just trying to do other things to get some times and see how training's going, because just training constantly week in and week out can get to be a little, say, boring, because you're not seeing how you're progressing. So this time trial, that's what it's for. It's for feedback for you and for your coaches, see how things are going. And like I said, we'll have to take the heat into account, but at least we can kind of get a barometer of how things are doing. Okay. So if you have further questions about the 2 mile time trial, make sure you talk to your coaches, email me, whatever, but don't get worked up about it. It's not that big of a deal. It's just something for you to get some information for. Okay. Let me make sure I have everything I wanted to cover. I think I did. Yeah. So that the schedules is it. All right. Any last minute questions before we cut this off? Because we are close to half hour. I think we did pretty well today. I didn't think I was going to have enough time. Does anyone have any other questions that I haven't even discussed that you wanted to ask, that while everyone's here for the good of everyone? No, we're all good. We're all ready to go for this week. Please keep hydrating. Please take care of yourself. I get really nervous on these weeks with everybody out there running. I was talking to Sean earlier. I said we're not young like we used to be. We're now in our teens and 20s, and this heat really affects us as we get older, and as we're not as thin as we used to be, and we're not as young as we used to be. That heat becomes a real struggle for a lot of us. So err on the side of caution. Err on the side of caution. It's not worth putting yourself out for a whole week because you're in the emergency room getting an IV treatment. And I've had that done before. It's not fun. Okay, I've gone down in a race from dehydration, and you can't run from that several days after because your body's just out of whack after that. So make sure you're hydrating and taking care of yourself because I don't want to see that happen to anyone here. All right, all right, yeah. Okay, all right. Any questions throughout the week? Email your coaches, email us. Good luck on the time trial. Hope everyone had a good 4th, and we will see you throughout the week at your Zoom meetings. All right. Okay, guys, keep it up. Thanks for stopping in.